Hey chat, how are we doing today? Uh, just give me a singular moment while I try to figure out what the hell I'm doing here, because I, for whatever reason, decided to wait until the very last minute to try and set up this file before I start stream. Let's quickly grab that, sort this out as well while I'm at it. That one, that. Alright, I didn't even set up my stream properly. Whoopsies. Alright, so I'll just quickly import. Or do I want to? Okay. I'll just set this up so y'all can see what I'm doing. I have not imported this file correctly? Question mark. There should be a... Yeah, here we go. Link. Now, if I go into pose mode for this thing, and open up the side panel now, properties? Okay, it gave me the antenna high, but it didn't give me anything else. What the hell? I had this set up properly, I think. So why is it not working the way that I'd want it to? Auto IK X mirror. What have I done wrong here? Let's just quickly go into, where is it? Scripting. Open. Let's grab this out of the file. Oh wait, it's actually inside the file. That's not great. Okay, so that should be running now. If I open, yeah, okay, there we go. I cannot believe it took me that long to figure out how to get that set up. All right, so overlapping action is what we're doing today, chat. Now there are many a way I could have gone about doing this. This is technically the assignment, but I saw in the download files for something completely separate how-to on how to rig tentacles, and honestly, I was tempted. I must admit, I was very much tempted. Alright, let's just... Oh. I want to grab the camera for this one. Grab this in object mode. And then probably set this to, like, say, 70. That is the standard after all. And scaling doesn't work. Maybe grabbing it along the y-axis. Okay, yeah. And that should be just about right. So we want this to be relatively in center frame for what we're doing here. Now, let's pull this up because we are going to be making quite a fair bit of use out of everything the animation workspace has to offer today. Now, pose mode. And we don't need root, that much I do know. We probably don't need spin. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna say we probably don't need spin here. We will likely need everything else though. Yep. Okay, make sure everything is grabbed and so now if I look in the action editor, yeah, we should have one. Cool. And let's go. So I'm gonna do talk, probably underscore looking. Alright, so the main thing I need to do here is I need to have, so this character is named Talk. I want him to be looking left and right. So first thing I'll probably do is have him start over here. And then have him go through all the movements off to the other side. Now the main thing I need to focus on is not necessarily the head movement, although that is a good idea. The thing I need to focus on is this thing up here, this antenna. Because that's going to be the overlapping motion that I'm doing here. So it needs to basically be a secondary motion. So when the head is moving, this is supposed to lag behind. So head moves that way. So the antennae will only start moving and then will overshoot, so to speak. That is the entire goal of this animation. Alright, so we'll start with the basic animation stuff. So the most basic of movements is the head turning left and right. So we'll grab this one from the start, I think. Grab that. Probably around about 41 degrees. So minus 41. Because another stipulation is that I have to keep the eyes visible in this animation. And while that isn't probably not necessarily the thing I need to do, like, it'll probably just earn bonus points because, you know, it looks more human as opposed to hiding half the face. So, alright, I also need to turn this off. Where it is. Acting set and cool. So, I want to anticipate. Why did it suddenly? Okay, rude. Now, say have it hold for like 10 frames, and then 4 frames later have it. How fast do I want this movement to be? That's the real question. Maybe 5? So... Or maybe I want to have it in the middle at this point. So... Alt R. And then... Say I'm frame 20. So... G... Alright, let's see how fast this is. Okay, that's... Probably could stand here a little bit faster, actually. Let's minus 1 for both sides. So... Yeah, because there's still quite a fair bit of animation I need to do between both of these. So, it's moving side to side, that's fine. So maybe some anticipation would do me some good here. So, say on frame 8, I rotate this. So, actually no, that's the wrong position for that one. It needs to be one later. So it moves. I'll actually just grab these and move them one more. So yeah, it moves slightly more towards the left before turning right. And then I actually want to overshoot this. So, RZ, and then duplicate this. Okay, it's probably a little too much. So maybe this one here needs to be, say, 41.6. I know that seems rather arbitrary, but I think it will look fine. Okay, that's not bad. I need to make this animation a little shorter too. Let's give it, say, to frame 40. Maybe slightly longer, 35. I am going to have to edit this in the graph editor in a bit, but not right now. So, I think the head turn is fine. So, another thing I probably do need to do as well is I need to work on... I'm going to have to bring back the spin control. So, I'm going to bring back spin. So, when a head moves, right? So when a head is moving from left to right or right to left, in the middle, there is usually a downwards motion. And on each end of these, there's usually, at least at the end of said motion, there's a slight upturn. So the head sort of goes like this, so it's even, and then it dips down, and then it goes slightly back up before going neutral. If that makes sense. It's basically corresponding to the movement of the head going from left to right. So in the middle, now I do need to bring back this and properties, bring back the spin. Yeah, so it's good. Alright, there's no. So insert the rotation. We don't need rotation. So 15. I want this to be rotated down slightly. And so now I can do this. I think 18 was the last. Is it 18 that's the last one? No, it's 9. Wait, that should be wrong. Ah, dang it. Okay. That's fine. I can just... grab... Now, I probably want to spin this down slightly more. Maybe to 8 degrees. Yeah. Okay, that's a bit better. So the movement down is good. Now what I probably want to do is maybe have it tilt slightly upwards at the So this overshoot here, maybe have it slightly upwards. So maybe around that and then Alt R at this point. Okay, maybe the 2 is too much, so maybe 0.5. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. Cool. So maybe a bit of squash and stretch would go in this edge, though. So, like, in the middle of this motion, it squashes down slightly, and then maybe extends upwards on the overshoot. It probably could do with a bit of squash and stretch for this motion here, where it's just anticipating slightly. So, I wonder if adding a bit of overshoot to this one as well. So where is the... So that's the anticipation there. So then on frame 10. Okay, that feels relatively nice, I think. Can't stay for long, but I'll be here for now. Hey Foxy, how you doing? That's alright, you can just stay as long as you feel like. I am literally just animating stuff. Like, it's nothing too interesting, I don't think. So I just want to make sure I have keyframes at the end of this animation. Fine to stay awake. Honestly, yeah, same. Oh, my brain is just not computing today for whatever reason. And it do truly be like that sometimes. So, this is just going to be basically the animation point here. So, I can see what the animation is doing. Need to take a shower, so try not to fall asleep while waiting to see if I get a shadow egg or not. I mean, completely understandable. How is your dragon husband going anyway? Okay, so yeah, squash and stretch. So let's say not too much, but just enough to be obvious. Now, at this point, these two here. And then I think it's frame 18 is the... Yeah, this is the last. It's pretty good. I got a couple new dragons last night for 3 potions. That's not bad. Anything particularly valuable to you? Well, I assume so, considering you traded with them. I'll show you one of them. Okay, sure. Okay, that's looking good so far. Oh yeah, I saw a news article earlier this morning, right? And it was apparently Toby Fox wanted people to reopen the Chapter 4 save file after they finished their run. And I did so. But there was nothing interesting outside of the fact that the Mike fight now actually has the note outside saying what the number combination is. Which I inadvertently got off of Reddit anyway, so nothing of any real value was lost. Alright, what have you sent me? Ooh, that is a very fancy dragon. It has facial expressions. Yeah, I can't believe Dragon Adventures has dragon with actual motions now. I think the squash and stretch is fine. Yeah, I just want the anticipation movement first. So, scale these two up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna Alt G both of these. Because I think I am using the wrong pivot point. Actually, no, I was right. Okay. It was supposed to be median. I just have median by default. I don't know why some people use a different pivot point option by default, but what do I know? I'm basically a beginner at this shit. So both of these need to be ungrabbed as well. And then this set here. Just very minor amount of stretch. So then that one there is on frame 20. And then 2 frames later, I'll do that one. Yes, it does. I'll show you the different expressions from the short vid the devs sent in Discord before the Dragon was released. Yeah, I'll look at that after stream. Okay, that's not bad. Probably the squash and stretch could be a little bit less. Okay, that's a bit better. And then duplicate it with this one here. Alright. The funniest expression, in my opinion, is when you do the dragon breath, it has an angry face. Angry or angy, because those are two entirely different things, Foxy, and you know that. So, I think I did the rotation on this, right? Yeah, I did the rotation on that. So, we've got movement into squash and stretch. I probably do the eyes next. I sort of want to say... Oh, actually, do I want to do the mouth first? Because that's a more... Like, the mouth moves more than the eyes do, I think, in this case. So maybe I just want to have, like, a... Nah, same thing. Well, I mean, to be fair, you personally probably don't know the difference between angry and angy. Because I don't think you've been angry a day in your life, you've just been angry. I don't think you've ever been mad a day in your life, Foxy. Like, hang on, where's that fucking image? Chat, this is Foxy. This is Foxy, chat. This is Foxy in a nutshell. I've been pissed quite a few times. Yeah, I know. I'll never not take an opportunity to make fun of my friends. I mean, obviously in a light-hearted and teasing manner. Unfortunately, that's the risk you take when this is me. Yeah. Look, you even have an emote for it. Like, what do you expect me to say about it? Like, the jokes write themselves. Okay, I'm gonna give this guy a slightly dopey expression. Let's say I'll do negative 30. Yeah, let's negative 30 by default. And then insert keyframe here as well for that. And then when it gets to 15, do Alt R. Okay. So I think I need to have this here. And when it anticipates, I actually probably want to have this open slightly wider. So, say -4. And this is me when pissed off. Okay, can I just say, right, chat? Another one of my friends has done me absolutely dirty one time, right? And I have not forgotten this for, like, as long as I've heard that. He called me... So, he's seen a photo of my face. And he calls me, and I quote, the high school nurse. And I'm just like, I see it. But man, did you have to do me dirty like that? Like, man, what the fuck did I do to you? I did not deserve to be called out like that. I can probably get away with. Huh. Yeah, like, he's seen my face and he compared me to having the looks of a high school, like, nurse. And I have not forgotten that. It's like, I have gotten a lot of weird and vaguely concerning insults, but that's actually probably going to be the top of the list. Because I'm like, damn, bro, I did not know you could do a person dirty like that. And then frame 18 for that one. And then on frame 22. Okay, so I think that's, I know this thing's supposed to be a metal ball, but this looks sufficiently jiggly. I don't know about you, chat. Oh wait, shit, almost forgot. Oh, good thing I remembered. Oh, good lord. Okay, that could have been bad. I forgot that I still had this set to 24 frames a second by default. And if I'd left it like that, my instructor would have beat my ass again. Whoopsies. Good thing I remembered, huh? Okay, that's not too bad still. I think it gives slightly longer to actually see what's going on with this animation. How far am I into the stream? 30 minutes? Okay, nobody's going to hear me say this then. So for real, the fact that my instructor can tell the difference between 24 frames a second and 30 frames a second gives me that hint of ball sack and Mexican food energy. If you know what that means, you know. But that has the same energy, and I'm just like, bruh. Alright, next thing, probably the eyes? I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't look bad in mid-animation, but this expression, man. Like, this is a you got any games on your phone type of expression, you know? Has that sort of expression to it. Like, why does it look like that? Like, this is the kid who asks their parent to demand that you give her and her kid their iPad. You know? Like, you have your own personal, like, Switch or iPad or whatever, and you're out in public. And that's me when I want to boot my boyfriend. Fair enough. But, like, you're in public with, like, whatever piece of portable technology. And this is the kid that comes up to you right before the mother notices that you have a piece of, like, portable technology, and she decides that she's entitled to it. This is the kid, right? Like, does anyone else see it, or is it just me? Anyway. Totally not a personal anecdote of mine. Now, I'm supposed to be doing eyes. Sure. So we got left eye and right eye. Now, for this one on frame 15, obviously, like, having the eyes closed. Actually, I'm going to have them rotated as well. Okay, I want these to be individually. Okay, what about us? Okay, I guess I have to do these individually then. Let's do y-axis. Let's do, say... Let's do the full 15. And then... That's divided by 15. I want what in line fuck? 15. Why is it dividing? It should not be dividing. Why the fuck is it dividing? 1, 5 minus. There we go. I do want these to be... Yeah, that sounds about right. So I want to grab this one. I believe it's frame 12. And then, actually no, it's not frame 12, is it? It is frame 12, I just happen to have both these on frame 13 somehow. Those. Okay, that's not bad. And then for the actual anticipation movements, I want the eyes... Do I need them to widen? Probably not, right? Like, widen them... You don't widen your eyes before you turn your head. What I could do is I could actually have the irises move towards where it's going to be moving. It seems kind of superfluous and unnecessary. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary in this case. I wonder what this looks like with... Oh, okay. Blender does not like me doing that. Also, I just realized that the, Right, there's this glass shader problem. So, if I turn on ray tracing, provided Blender stops shitting itself for 5 seconds, you know, I should really, I was about to say, I should really consider adding a crash counter to my streams. Why in the hell did you do that? Alright, saving that. He's pogging. He really is, huh? Yeah, I'm surprised there's no talk pog. Well, at least for the CG Cook community. I wonder if I need to scale these a bit more. I might do that actually. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna scale that much more. Okay, what do we think so far, chat? Like, I've still got to do the antennae, but the actual movement itself seems fine. Probably a little bit bouncy for a metal sphere, but we're not looking for realism in this case, you know? Realism for the squash and stretch is not the goal of this animation. So... What a malicious looking little shit he is. Like, does that not look malicious to you, chat? Actually, you know who this does remind me of? I see it as more of a cartoon than a metal character. Yeah, I have the perfect example image for this. I was thinking about it earlier when I was going through the lesson. This is basically the same character, no? Just slightly more advanced. But is that not the same character? Yeah, that's Clank Ratchet and Clank. God, I love that series. I can see it, yeah. It's kind of hard not to see it, to be fair. Like, once you know that game series, like, you see this and you just know. Alright, so now is the time to attempt to do the antennae. I am not looking forward to this, to be honest, chat. But we shall see what happens. So I'm going to set up my 3D cursor there. Just purely for the movement. So I can just hold to stop, something like that. But it's gonna start moving here. And like, the thing is, like, if I... You see how the movement looks a bit stiff? So I want to add, like, just a tiny bit of latency to the movement. Like, not enough for it to be obvious. So, I'll grab that there. Okay, let's see. Dang it, the thing's in the way. Let's hide the camera so I can actually see what I'm doing. So it... Oh. Let's just move this down a bit. So yeah, see how it actually, it moves, but it's not sticking into one spot. So now, something that's important for what I'm doing here is I need to have this. First of all, I'm going to rotate this, like, all the way back, right? So RXX, just say rotate it around about this much. But something important here is I'm going to need to rotate, especially this top section, more towards this 3D cursor here. So those ones can be mildly bent, well, while these ones are a lot more so. In fact, I might even just rotate this one. So yeah, it does that motion. So then on frame 18, I want to have this, all of these here, like that. So it... And then on frame 20, I want this to overlap. So these two here. So rotate these. Rotate these ones. It's funny because it just flops there. And then Alt R these. Okay, that's maybe overshooting just a little bit too much. Okay, yeah, it's way too much. Alt R these. So what am I doing wrong here? So it goes down. Maybe these need to actually be rotated. So yeah, those definitely need to be rotated. Can't quite get the thing. So, okay, that's probably a bit too much for that. So that... Okay, so these definitely need to be moved down a bit more. So then that overshoots. I don't know why these ones are doing that. So it rotates, overshoots. I just want these. And then here. Actually, maybe I want to grab all of these and just slightly. So insert keyframes for these ones and then Alt R for that. So then move these ones back this way. So that one moves that way. And then this one here. Okay, isn't there like a way I can, yeah, grab all these? Okay, that's way too floppy. I actually think this poor bot has a problem. Six. This is still too rotate. Maybe. So that still needs to be rotated. Not sure how I feel about this, chat. God, this is taking longer than it needs to. Yeah, I feel the same way about this animation, to be honest. I know you're talking about the Dragon Quest thing, but I mean, like, yeah, same. Alright. Hmm. You know what? No, I'm not vibing with this animation. I'm gonna chuck this entire thing out and do it again. Alright. Not vibing with it. Let's just take it again from the top. If there's one thing I've learned in doing 3D modeling is if it doesn't look right, it probably isn't. You should probably start again. I wish I could just like... Oh right, I can't edit this specifically, can I? Okay, bit annoying, but whatever. Alright, pose mode. And grab this entire link section here. Just enough, not too far. So, 15. I want to rotate this backwards. So yeah, that looks a little bit better now. And then Alt R. Oh, make sure that all of these are. And then start moving these around. And then at this point it should still be moving. And then nope, not that one. All of these. It needs to like not take as long to wonder why the X specifically is being used here. So if I grab all of these, say grab these ones. So oh. It's gonna take too long though. There's gotta be some way to prevent it from being in the X. Yeah, it seems to intermittently key in the X for whatever reason. So Sure, chat. Maybe I just grab all of these and start slowly editing them with the X. It just seems to flick upwards, which I don't really want it to do at the end here. So if I delete the singular keyframe, let's see how that goes. Like this movement here now, I've realized it's actually not as far down as I would like it to be. Not sure how I feel about this. I'm just gonna quickly consult the lesson just for a second. We get a bit of visualization of how it's supposed to look. Oh, it's rotated on the X by default. Yeah, no wonder. Okay. No wonder it looks weird. It's because it's not supposed to look like that. Whoopsies. Alright, my bad, chat. Let's just chuck out these keyframes and try that again without the stupid, yeah? Alright, let's see. Let's start it, say, down here by default. That should be fine. Yeah, I didn't realize that the antenna was not supposed to be straight up and down. So, to be honest, that is probably how it's supposed to look if the antenna was supposed to be straight up and down the way it was. But it's not. So, whoopsies. I made a little fucky wucky, I guess. So, all these. Insert keyframes here. 10, and then insert the keyframes for that. So, all these. I'm going to insert the keyframes here. So, comparing that to that. So, around about there. Okay, now I can safely do these. So the bottom ones will be more benched towards this way, but these top ones will still be dragging behind. And 18. So all of these can alt R. Just bend them down again. So why is it bending that way? That should be bending. Excuse you. And has the wheel shape for some reason. Okay, let's got this weird thing going on. Is it not keying? Yeah, this thing's not keying. What the fuck? I'm sorry? Huh? It only... I'm sorry, it only keyed that one? Oh, good lord, why are you not like this? Okay. Alright, Alt R. Now, all of you, I want keyframes on every single one of these. I don't want any goddamn complaints from you lot. And then duplicate these, goes along. Okay, now I can see what's going on here. Okay. XX. Okay, make sure that's in the correct position. So now we should have those in the correct position. Try and rotate these now. Actually, maybe this still needs to be rotated towards this direction. So... So that's backwards more. I'm going to bend these backwards. Okay, so now it should be... Yep, exactly the way that I want it to be. XX. And then this slot here. And then... I need to remember to do the length one. So it does that. So 2022. And then... I kind of want to Alt R on this, but I really don't want to at the same time. So I'm just going to set this up to be 24. So I want the X rotation to be the same here. So maybe what I want to do, instead of trying to do this manually, I'm actually going to move this one over here and then do it based off of that. Oh, not that one actually. So get rid of all these. So this specific straight one here. Why is it? Oh, it's because I'm only duplicating the one. If I actually grabbed all of these and did it this way, it would actually make more sense. Okay, and then and then that again. And then 22 maybe? Fire bit there. Right, see how this goes. Okay, a bit too flicky for my liking, but it looks a lot better than it did before, that's for sure. I think the overlap offset needs to be a bit longer. So grab these and say right. Probably needs a slight extra bit of recoil. So all this here, this one, and then make it go this one section on frame. Oh, I don't know why I thought 100. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I can end this at say 40 now, just to give time to see the movement of the animation. I probably do some editing with the graph editor, but this isn't too bad, all things considered. Alright, let's just save an incremental here, so in case I do something stupid and my Blender crashes, at least I'll be able to keep everything I've done so far. I should have actually probably tweaked some stuff before I started doing the antenna, but that's fine. I can just cope with it when I'm ready. What is on frame 25? Hello? Oh, the annotations. The annotations are on frame 25. Okay, don't need that. That can leave. Now why is there a weird frame on frame 20? What is doing that? What is... Okay, did I maybe put the antenna on the wrong frame? Could very well be possible. Actually, it looks like I may have messed up some things. So... oh wait, there's nothing. There's nothing on frame 20. Serious? Okay, I'm losing my damn mind, chat. I am losing my marbles. I have only been back for like an hour and 15 minutes and doing 3D animation. I'm already losing my marbles. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, I think I want to possibly graph edit the animation. Okay, so let's have a look-see at... I think it's this one here. So the head... or the... Okay, so location doesn't matter, it's the Euler rotation that does here. Alright, let's see. So for this rotation here... Okay, let's get this thing. So I have no reason to have this specific frame, I don't think. Because I can just delete this, it won't really matter. What does matter is getting a good overlap of this. Alright, time to get my ass into the shower and then bedtime. Alright, you have a good night, Foxy. Okay, it's not bad, I don't think. So... yeah, the overshoot isn't very much. I think that should be sufficient. So now... rotates... So what... so those are the keyframes for the antenna. So all of these. What are these keyframes then? These must be the the antenna keyframes. So 22. I could have sworn I had one on 20. Oh right, because I extended all these out. If I look at this. Say go to frame 35. Now this is where the fun part of this is. Good night, Foxy. So what I can do now is I can copy all of this stuff and then I can mirror it. So then it will look both ways. So grab all of these. Make sure I've grabbed all the keyframes. I want to go to frame 1. Copy this. Go to frame 35. Control-Shift-V will mirror the movement. So now that we've done this, I don't need the buffer anymore. So I can get rid of this. And put this back to frame 35. So it goes 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 frames. So that's the point with the antenna software. It's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now if I go to frame 50 and at 1 frame before the last keyframe, so it loops perfectly. Okay, that's not bad. I think it's looking okay, chat. Not sure about you guys. Is there anything I can do to improve this? Not bad, not bad. Bad, thanks, January. Or is it January? Might be January. I'm so bad at reading usernames, I am sorry. So, done the squash and stretch. I think I did the rotation correctly on the head turn. We focus on that. Just a moment here. So, it starts moving. Why does it start moving here? Alright, because of course, you change the timing of the hold, so yeah, of course it starts soon. So that goes to 0.5, which is rotated backwards, so it looks like it's going upwards, and then squashes downwards, and then the overlap has it going back up again before settling. Yeah, okay. Is this a personal project? No, this is for an assignment. I am actively trying to learn how to 3D animate, and it's going as well as you'd expect for a beginner learning this stuff. I wonder if the antenna needs to be more curved. At this point, I'm just nitpicking the animation to see if there's anything I can do better. Because the follow through seems fine, but I think this could stand to be rotated just a little bit more. That and paste. Accidentally pasted the entire thing. So now that should be mirrored on both sides. I think that looks just a smidge better. Do I need to open the eyes any wider? I know I said I wouldn't earlier, but for the anticipation. I don't. No, it's not necessary. As I said before, you don't really open your eyes slightly wider before turning your head. At least you don't generally. On the hold, I could probably widen the eyes slightly. Make it look like the robot's attention's being drawn towards that direction before actual movement. But the hold's so short that I don't think it's necessary. Okay, it's out. I feel like something's slightly off there. What am I doing wrong? It's not too fast. The actual animation is faster on the submission page. I don't know why, but watching the mouth close, like in the back of my mind, there's just a slight clank of metal whenever that happens. I don't know why this is what my brain has decided to start going on about, but it has. Nothing I can do about it. I did copy all the keyframes though, so there's nothing wrong with this. Guys are fine. That's fine. Squash and stretch is okay. I don't think I need to exaggerate any more than this because it is made of metal. And while cartoonish, it shouldn't be, turning into. What happens if you accidentally leave a fruit in the bottom of your backpack for too long? Maybe hold the mouth? On what part do you think I should hold the mouth? Just me? Yeah, I'm just trying to think, because the mouth hold, like on the regular hold, is correct. So, do you think I should hold the mouth at the bottom of the animation? So, around here? Probably swing this. Because what I could do during the ease-in. Oh, so have it open for slightly longer in this section? Yeah, I guess. Okay. So, move the mouth keyframe. Probably maybe one. I could probably move this one as well to mirror it correctly. Let's see how that looks. What do we think? I think it looks slightly better. I think you're right. I think the look good. Yeah, I think the mouth closing was probably closing one frame too early. So the fact that it has contact on only 10 and 35 is probably good. Oh heck, I didn't realize how late it was. I've still got to feed the dog. Sorry about the short stream today, chat. I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare for stuff. I should hopefully have more stuff ready tomorrow. What is tomorrow anyway? Okay, more overlap stuff, it seems. Yeah, overlap stuff, and then probably by the time I finish the overlap, I should be ready for warp cycle stuff. What's the goal of the assignment? So what I'm doing is CG Cookie's Blender Animation Bootcamp. And basically the goal is to just get better at animation, more or less. I'm trying to get good enough at animation to where I can make my own stuff at some point, but I am not nearly confident enough for that yet. Alright, Twitch side, do I have anyone for you to rate tonight? I do not tonight. So anyway, I shall see you all tomorrow, where I should be doing more overlap shenanigans.